Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. I'm just going to blow through this and just give you the facts, what you need to know. I'm going to tell you that there's two different charts. Either way you look at this, it looks bearish. Now obviously if you hold support at a certain area and continue pushing up, well, it's bullish. But I just wanted to show you these charts. That's why this is an emergency video. Before we get into all the charts, guys, if you get into leverage trading, Coincatch is a great option. If you want to sign up, that link is pinned in the first comment description. It is no KYC. If you use a VPN, you can use that to your advantage. This tutorial video is showing you how to create your account, transfer funds into your futures account, how to trade using the tools. I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. Also, just want to show you guys a very cool feature. I covered some features previously in some previous videos. Also taught you how to create these parallel channels as well as fib channels. So do go back and watch those last 3 videos I put up. I did teach you some stuff. But if you want to enter a trade, a really cool feature. So you go under market. I'm under 30x. I go $1,000. Let's say I want to go long. You can just go buy long. And then all you have to do is just drag it down where you want your stop loss. And then drag it up where you want your take profit, and now you have your take profit where you want it and your stop loss where you want it. So very easy to enter a trade. The price is moving fast. Again, to cover some other features, I'll cover some other features later on. But let me go ahead and flash close this. I'm waiting to enter a trade based on where price is, maybe the next daily open. I'll show you this as well. If you watched the last video, this was about 8 days ago. Keep in mind this line is an upward angle. I told you guys we were in this channel. We broke down from this channel. We tested it. You can draw this line a few ways, but basically when we came back up to test this channel, that is what they call the scene of the crime. That's the point you were short. So you should have shorted around $102,000, $104,000. I think we got rejected at 102. I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. And I did teach you some stuff in this video, so do watch it. By the way, guys, if you'd hit the like and subscribe for me, I would really appreciate it. So again, this is in Discord. If you want to sign up, get access to Discord and these live charts, you can sign up anytime you want. The website is opticalartcrypto.com. If you do sign up, make sure you email me through the contact page, and I'll give you access to Discord. So again, I was talking about this possible head and shoulders and your current support level, and we did get rejected. A little bit before that point, price started coming down. As you can see, we dropped from 102, but again, you wanted to short before this red line. You can see our key support right now is sitting right here. This is why this level is so important, and I'll show you 2 different charts why if we break 92,800 and that becomes resistance, it's going to be very bearish. Your current resistance right now is 95,231. We shorted that just a little bit ago. The central Bollinger Band on the daily is at 95,900. We could get a wake up to that point. I would be short from 95,300. If we hold a support above that point, then we're going higher. But I want to explain why 92,751 is such a critical level. Obviously, if we get a wick down, I would pay attention to 91,800. This we get a wick down to this fib channel at 91,500, push back up, got rejected. So we could get a wick down to 91,859 and push back up. So that is your most critical support. If we drop below and 91,800 becomes resistance, then we're breaking this key support level, which in my opinion is a neckline. And just to show you what I'm talking about, if that's the neckline, this would be something like the head right here. I'm sorry, that would be the left shoulder. This would be the head. This would be the right shoulder. That is a bearish pattern. If that plays out, I'll give you the target. That short I told you that we took, this was a 519 this morning. I was just showing that this looks a little suspect, the way we were pushing up, getting close to resistance. And I said entry for short was around 95,400 to 96,000, and I showed why we just broke this channel in the 15-minute. I decided to enter early, and again, what I do is I enter a short, enter a low margin, then add to my trade if it pushes up, if I'm expecting it to go down, and then I add to my trade as we drop. And I'm saying obviously if we get above a certain point, then I close my trade or open a long hedge. And as you can see, we got a drop. I was in profit. I did take my profit, and the reason for this, and I'll show you here, we did drop down. I took profit down at this point, and that was because of a channel I drew. Again, guys, I show you how to create these channels. Go back and watch previous videos. I took my profit down here. We started pushing up. So we need to pay attention, and I'm going to cover this in just a sec. So we need to pay attention, guys. This is the H1 chart. Your most critical resistance right now is around 95,700. And notice this red line here. It says center Bollinger Band. This is on the 1 hour. So your most critical resistance, if we push up, if you want to short, is 95,700 up to 95,900. Let's just call it 96K. If we hold above that, guys, get bullish for some more upside, I would short that point. guys, you chance scalping, you chance shorting resistance and longing support. This is our most critical support across all of the charts, guys. 93K, that needs to hold. If that becomes resistance, we have a lot more downside. As I mentioned, we are in a potential head and shoulders. Like I said, this is your left shoulder, the head, right shoulder. So far, that's a valid pattern. So if we do break below, right here, again, 92,650, pay attention to this. Again, this is the line I'm referring to right here. This is going to be support as well. Let me make that green for support. So if that holds, guys, we could get a wick to that point, push back up, go higher. If we push higher than obviously the head or close to it, then this head and shoulders would be invalidated. If this is a head and shoulders, then you just go from the top to the neckline. We pull this down, and that could bring us all the way down to potentially 79,200. If we drop that far, I do not see why we would not drop all the way down to fill the gap around 77,000. Keep in mind, your first most critical support level below will be this yellow macro trend line that goes back to the beginning of Bitcoin, 83,723. If that breaks, your next most critical support that has to hold is around 74,160. If that breaks, guys, we're going way the hell down. So that is one bearish scenario. The next one, this is on the 3 hour. Just want to show you that you can see the resistance level very clearly. So this looks like a rising wedge. Now, getting this support level, I mean, you could draw it a number of ways. You could say it's something, I can't get anything to fit exactly. You could do something like this and say that we're still within this channel, possibly. So that's what I'm saying. We've got not only a head and shoulders pattern, right? You've got your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. We also have a rising wedge, resistance, 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 resistance. And then we have our support, support, support. So if we're at support right now, we push up, well, we could be pushing up much higher. If this head and shoulders gets invalidated, we could push up and test. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't think we'll go higher than a certain point, and I'm going to draw that in just a sec. But it is also possible that this could be a different, we could have already tested. Again, it's hard to set this up because there's so much chop down below. We could have already tested the bottom of this. We could have already broke down from this rising wedge, just came up, tested as resistance, and now we have much further down to go. So to me, it does look bearish, but it all depends on whether or not we can hold 91,800. Again, if we break below that, that becomes resistance, or if we continue sideways at this price based on this structure here, I think we have a lot more downside to go, guys. But to me, it looks like it's bearish. This is on logarithmic, and I just want to show you that this looks like any way you draw it, we're in all kinds of rising wedges. Obviously, we could push up from this point, go much higher, but because we're in head and shoulders and a rising wedge, and not to mention, I think the Dow dropped over almost 600 points today. I will cover the Dow and the DXY in the next video, but the DXY I think hit almost 110. But just looking at all of that, and guys, I showed you before, and this is, again, this is not logarithmic. Logarithmic, I don't know why I can't say that, damn, hold on. So this is linear. So if we draw a line from this point and we just bring it up, you can see that pretty much, that's our tops right there. Let's see here. So you can see this was resistance back in, what, this was December 2017, resistance. This was resistance back in this is April, this 2021. This was resistance in also 2021, and this was our resistance in 2024. So again, to me, it looks like we are topped to come down once we break these support levels. Over time, I think we have a lot more downside. A lot of people don't think we're topped out. I do think we are topped out. I think 108,400 was the cycle top. And as I said, just like I showed you this red line right here, this is linear, this is logarithmic, and this is basically the same thing. This is what this curve represents. So again, even if it was bullish and we did push back up, I think we would only push back up to potentially this next fib line above. Actually, that's the same fib line we got rejected at. Let me give you that price target here. I guess this is the most bullish case I have for you guys. So if we push back up, maybe we come up and test 109,000, maybe get a wick up to 110 or 111,000. I don't think we're going much higher, guys. I think we are topped. I think we have a lot of bearish patterns setting up. And as I said, this ring, we are getting closer and closer. The more we drop, the closer we get to it. This is on the weekly, and we're almost done with this week. So I'm looking at potentially about 70 days before we make contact with that ring. We will have crossed it within 80 days or so. So again, in my opinion, we have a lot of downside. Take note, this green line is resistance as well. And this fib channel line right here, actually this is a fib retracement line. So we have a lot of resistance above. We just hit our cycle, our top, going all the way back since the beginning of Bitcoin. We're in rising wedges and a possible head and shoulders. But keep in mind, 95,700 next resistance above. The next major resistance I have just above on the hourly is around 98,555. And then your most critical resistance above is going to be right around, that's 100,181. And I think that probably coincides with the top Bollinger Band on, let's see here, let me go back to this chart. Yeah, the top Bollinger Band on the daily is around 101,000. So before you get bullish, watch to see if we hold above 95,300. Would be better if we hold above 95,800, but I am bearish below this point. I think this is a point to short with a stop above. If we get above that, get bullish up to some higher targets. If we break below 91,800, then I think the head and shoulders will play out. And do keep in mind, guys, if you go to the 3 hour, we're in some kind of rising wedge. Either we've already broke down from it and tested resistance and got rejected, or maybe we are in some other pattern where we're still testing, you know, the support level for this rising wedge. But either way, that's what I'm saying. If we go sideways at current price, we will break this support and have it drop. Sometimes what happens is when you pass it, or when you break it, sometimes you'll drop, come back up, test its resistance, and get rejected and come down. So one possible scenario, I just want to show you the rising wedge, and I wanted to show you that head and shoulders. Now we can still push up a bit and come back down, and this can still play out. But it's when you have those key levels, and remember, if we drop all the way down to this area, this is a lot of support, guys. We're at 74,000. That would fill that gap, and then we could push back up. But that means now this area right here would be resistance around 84,000, which in my opinion would be bearish. So just pay attention to those levels. That's pretty much it, guys. And remember, I will keep you guys updated as we approach this ring, but when we cross this ring, I'm expecting a major move. I think it's much more likely it's to the downside, since we're pretty much, I believe we already hit our cycle top. So again, expect a major move once we cross that ring after about 80 days or so. Again, I'll keep you guys updated. Again, if you want to sign up for Coincatch, guys, great exchange, no KYC, use a VPN, take advantage of it. And again, watch this tutorial video if you want to learn how to use the tools to trade. Again, I'll have that link pinned in the first comment description as well. That's it, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.